Hey guys, welcome to Studio B. Today I'm going to be talking about graphic novels, which is one of my favorite kinds of books because they're just super easy to read and get into the story real quick. They're really nice if your brain is just on overload or you have a ton of homework. It's super nice because other than reading a long book like Harry Potter where you have to be very invested in the story. Because if I have like my favorite book, I'll be reading it and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of late, what time it is? And you're like, oh, it's 2 a.m. And trust me, that happens a lot more than you would think it does. What I'm going to be starting with is this new book called Crush. Crush is the sequel to Awkward by, I can't pronounce that. This author started with Awkward, then wrote Brave, then wrote Crush, which are all very good stories, and they're all interlocking at the same school. And they're all people that know each other. Crush is the one that they have here right now because it just came out. I really like these books because they're super realistic to actual middle school life. And this one is about Jorge. And Jorge is actually one of my favorite characters because he's just really cool, defending the little 7th graders from the bullies. And yeah, and Jorge, woo! So that's why I really like this guy. And then he has a crush on this girl right here. Ooh. I really like her art style. Look at that. Oh, cute! Okay. Now I'm going to Smile, which is probably the most important graphic novel in the entire universe of graphic novel because this is what really changed the way that we perceived books with a bunch of pictures. Because this was really one of the most popular graphic novels that made it so that graphic novels were for older kids too. And these are really cool because they're like actually true stories about her. Guts is coming out, it's purple. I'm really excited for it to come out because I've really liked this series. Oh yeah, and the Babysitters Club graphic novels, which I totally support her doing that because that is a very underrated series. And then Swing It, Sunny. The first one was A Sunny Side Up, and then Sunny Rolls the Dice. The third one in the series will be coming out real soon. I'm super excited for that one. These books are all really cool and they always have the Brady Bunch. Ugh, this is really annoying. So this book is geared towards a much older audience than you would think because the main character is a lot younger than the audience that would be reading it. The ideas and the concepts in the book, it's got a great 70s theme. I just love that. By the way, Brady Bunch is on Amazon Prime right now. I highly recommend it. Alrighty guys, I've got another really great series I love, and it is the Invisible Emmy series. It's a lot like the Awkward, Crush, and Brave series because it's all in an interlocking place of interlocking people that know each other. It's the same thing, like an interlocking school, except for this one is extra cool because throughout the story, it's doing other perspectives as well. This one is Emmy and a fake person. Just Jamie is really cool because I really thought that Jamie was very different. You totally get a very different perspective on her than you would have thought that she was. Okay. This one I really like. It's El Defo because it's for younger kids, but I still like it. Whatever. I read this in about 4th grade, even like 3rd grade. It has a wide range of an audience. Like, it's a very heartwarming story. Yes, she's drawn as a bunny. It's adorable. Everyone is drawn as bunnies. I love bunnies. You get like 8 years of her life in this book, which is really cool. I really like when you get a broad span of time in one book. But at the same time, you know what? I really want a sequel to this one. I mean, come on, it's not that hard. Just draw some more bunnies. Come on, CC Bell. Actually, this was actually a real story about her. No, she's not a bunny, she's a human. It'd be cool if she was a bunny though. Okay, so this book is All's Fair in Middle School, which I think is really cool. I'd say Roller Girl is better, but Roller Girl was so good that I just had to get this one. I love this one. All's Fair is about a girl that legit her parents and everyone in her family work in a Renaissance fair. Their clothes are Renaissance stuff. Like, she has like leather shoes. She's been raised in this. Sword fighting is what she does, not video games. And then she goes to a real school for the first time, and guess what it is? Middle school. I mean, come on. I feel like her parents should know better than that. I mean, you're already in a very vulnerable stage in your life when you're going to middle school, and it's already a pretty horrifying experience. Come on. I mean, I feel like her parents are putting her like a lamb to the slaughter. All's Fair is about a girl who's just trying to be normal, which is actually a plot in a lot of books that I like. she's just trying to become normal and become popular. Roller Girl, just in case you hadn't seen my review, which you really should, is super awesome. Oh, I love it. Because I super relate to it. I really relate to everything that's happened to her in this book. Well, it's not really about her finding friends, it's about her finding herself, which is through roller derby. She finds new friends and she really finds out who she actually is, because a lot of who she thought that she was really being influenced by her friend, which I super relate to her, because when I was about in this grade, I went through the same exact thing. I lost one of my friends. It was devastating, but it's all for the better in the end. Except for I didn't dye my hair blue, which I think was so rebel of her. Kudos to you, Roller Girl. I would never do that. I would die. So would my mom. I really like that they do this. They take older books like they did with the Babysitters Club, and they make it adapted so that we can read them, us millennials who don't want to read all that stuff. Anne of Green Gables, really long book. The language in it is really hard to understand, and yeah, it is a super long book. They changed it into graphic novel form so that us people can actually read it. I really like that they did this, because I like to get the historical stories, but in a lot easier way of reading them. So they did Anne of Green Gables, and they did Little Women, which people have been telling me to read Little Women. My friend Charlotte was like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, I don't want to read that. It's so long. But now they have it in a graphic novel form. I'm so getting this. I love this. It's a modern retelling of Little Women. So not only is it graphic novel, it's also modern, which I love when they do modern retellings of stuff, because it's just so much fun. Even if it's not a graphic novel. I mean, like, this one is like a double A+, because it's a graphic novel and it's a modern retelling. I love that. I have been seeing this book everywhere. It's called New Kid. I got transferred to a different school, which was probably, I thought, the worst decision of my entire life. But it was actually really great, and I really loved it. It was definitely a great decision, but I can totally understand how he feels. Middle school is hard enough without being the new kid. I feel like middle school is hard enough if you have like 0 trials. I mean, like, if you have a bunch of maids following you around in middle school, making sure everything's all done, it's still hard. Middle school is so terrible. Like, I just don't understand it. It's fun sometimes, but this is a book, looks cool, I want to read this. This is a book, duh. I'm so smart, you guys, it's a book. Jeff Kinney actually did a blurb on this. Funny, sharp, and totally real. Jordan Banks is the kid everyone will be talking about. Guess who said that? Jeff Kinney, author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. If Jeff Kinney put a blurb on it, I mean, come on. Of course we're going to want to read it. Camp and Click, both very different settings. I went to girls' camp. I was so tired. That is like the first thing I will say. It was a great experience. I loved it, but I was so tired. Camp looks really fun. I started reading it. It's about a girl who starts out with some great friends, and then it kind of all goes downhill from there. Camp causes drama, I guess. Click looks really cool. I think the art style is kind of cool, because they use a bunch of colors, which is nice, because usually in books they'll have like black, white, and all of the color will be kind of tinted a certain way, or it'll be very pastel, or it'll be very bright, or something like that. And I don't like that. I want it to be all colorful, which I like. So these ones are by Kayla Miller, and I'm totally gonna check these out. Okay, so these 2 books are books that I have been seeing like literally everywhere. There's a bunny in it. It's adorable. I think I kind of only like the bunny though. I mean, it doesn't really appeal to me except for the bunny, which I'm glad it has a bunny because I like bunnies. But this is the one I really want to talk about right now. It's called Bone, and it looks really weird. Like, it should be a comic book, but it's just too long. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a comic at one time, then it just got confused and turned into a book. My feelings will not be oppressed. Well, if you guys have a different thought of this book, honestly, for these 2 books, I'm only really going off of the cover and a little bit that I've read. But it looks very like it's supposed to be funny. But you comment down below some more information for me, because that's all I'm getting from this right now. Middle School Misadventures looks really cool. I read a bit of it, and it's really awesome because I can so relate, because I was in a talent show. I've already mentioned that in a video, because not only was it a talent show, but it's also middle school, which is already a tragedy in itself. So it's one kid, one talent show, no talent, which is totally hilarious to me because I kind of felt like that. Me and my friend Charlotte thought it was a great opportunity to branch out and stuff, and it was, but at the same time, I felt like I had no talent because everyone else had a very great talent. Apparently mine was dancing on stage, but you know what? That's okay. I've been saying this a lot in this video with a couple of these books, but I love that it's very true to what middle school is actually like. So I would totally recommend this book. It's middle grade. It's pretty, I would almost compare it to Big Nate. It's a very simple yet good book. I like this. Ooh, Warriors. Okay, so this book is kind of like the Little Women and the Anne of Green Gables re-editions because they turned this into a graphic novel, which is awesome because everyone's always telling me to read it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to invest a bunch of time into reading a long book about something that I'm really pretty sure I'm not going to like, which, I mean, come on, it's about cats. But they turned it into a graphic novel, which now I will totally read so that I can give you guys an honest opinion of it. Because before I was like, oh, I don't like this book, it's about cats. But that's all I had to know about it. Full color, which I love because sometimes they do graphic novels and there's no color. And it's like, what's the point? It's no color. So be prepared. This looks really cute. It looks like ooh. No, it doesn't. It's tinted, and the color is green. Okay, I have a lot to say about this, you guys. I don't like it when it's not in full color. It just doesn't make sense because, come on, I mean, really? The point of it being a graphic novel is for it to be all in color. Like, think of Raina Telgemeier's books, like the Babysitter's Club redone graphic novels. I love it because of the color, but now they're doing this. Oh, this is funny. Okay, this looks like a great book. It looks very funny. I just don't agree with the color. Dear Mom, could you pick me up as soon as you get this? Please, I'm desperate. Be prepared, looks great, I want this one. So Zita the Space Girl, seriously, this one is everywhere. And most graphic novels are middle grade right now, but this one is like 3rd grade probably. Yeah, there's like 6 words on this page. Thank you guys so much for watching me talk about graphic novels and judge them harshly. If you guys like graphic novels, please like this video and comment below your favorite graphic novels because there's a ton of them. And if you can't pick one, that's okay, I won't judge you because I probably wouldn't be able to comment just one either. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Follow me on Instagram also at Studio B with Brooke, just in case the comments do go down again. I see you, YouTube. See you next time on Studio B.